most people think they'll succeed because they have a powerful reason, because they have such a good why. But your why doesn't matter. There are people that are fat and obese. They should be fit if their why mattered more. There are people who are completely broke and homeless, and they should be rich if their why mattered more. But it doesn't matter, and they're not at the place that they should or want to be. Why? It's because they don't have the will to get them there. Hey, if you're new here, I'm EOL, and I help entrepreneurs and different types of people just change their mindset and help them to scale their businesses. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the one mindset shift that literally completely changed my life, even before I started entrepreneurship, even before I started all this self-improvement journey, everything. This was the one thing that literally completely changed everything for me. This isn't some fluffy motivation. This is the truth. And if you apply this, I'm telling you, I promise your life will literally improve so much faster than you thought was ever possible. Again, we're told all the time by all these type of gurus, all these type of people online, even your best friend who might tell you, yeah, you need a very good reason to start. You need a very good reason to keep pushing. Not even just in business, in fitness, in sports, in everything, bro. In all aspects of life, people tell you need a good why. But your why, it doesn't even really matter. Because imagine a guy right now who all he cared about was to get rich because he wanted Lamborghinis, girls with BBLs, and nothing else, bro. That guy, if he has the will to really act on his why, then he will get there. There are people who have a way better reason than you and I and many other successful people as to why they should get rich, they should lose the weight, they should improve their life, they should be in a better position. But they're not, bro. The reason why they're not there is because they don't have the will, bro. They are comfortable. They are comfortable in their position. Even a little bit. Even that homeless guy, he's comfortable, bro. If he really hated being homeless, he would literally get up off his ass and he would start running around to get a job, to lock in on a business, to start improving himself. If you hated your situation, you would literally not stay there for 1 second, bro. Because having a reason does not override action. You need a will so strong that it literally kills all your excuses so that you can act on whatever it is that you want and the transformation you want to see in your life. That is the truth that nobody wants to accept and say out loud. But I'm here to say it, bro. Comfort is the real killer, bro. If you hated your situation so bad, if you hated being obese, if you hated being broke, if you hated your situation, if you hated having a boss, all these different things, then you would have changed. If you're obese, you deserve to be that way. If you're broke, you deserve it. All these different negative things, you actually deserve it. And besides deserving it, you actually want it. Because if you didn't want it, again, you would be doing the opposite of everything you're currently doing. You try your hardest every single time. You take every single opportunity God gave you to literally go after your dream desires. And the opportunity that God gave you, the best one, is right now. Right now is the best opportunity you have. You don't need another journal prompt. You don't need another motivational reel. You don't even need this video. You need to just start implementing on everything that you say you want to do. And the thing is, you've seen people at the bottom at complete terrible points who don't even take action. Because will is what actually creates action. But guess what? I was there as well. I was that 12-year-old kid. Fat, just morbidly obese, pathetic, bro. I was depressed. I was watching anime 24/7, eating junk food. I was doing nothing good for my life, bro. From 10 to 12 years old especially, I was completely gone. And during that time, there was a point where I literally hated everything. I completely hated it. I was done with this, bro. And I couldn't keep living that way. And there were times where I remember when I really just hated it, I would get up and then I would look at myself in the mirror, bro. If I had to go take a piss in the middle of the night, I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see myself in that situation. And most people, they would go back to sleep. But I was still fat, bro. I would wake up and I was still in the position that I was the day before. And so I would get on the floor and do push-ups. I would go downstairs to my small home gym and do sit-ups. I would do 500 sit-ups in a row, I swear to you, because I was still fat. I could not stand my situation. I literally hated it. I could not even sit in that position. And therefore I changed. I lost 80 pounds in 5 months as a 12-year-old. Why are you still fat? What is your excuse? What do you have to say for yourself anymore? If you really hated it, you couldn't even go to sleep. I could not go to sleep. I would wake up at 3 a.m., at 1 a.m., and I was still fat, so I'd still work out. I would still diet. I would cut it off. You have no discipline. You have no will. You don't want it bad enough. Simple as that. If you don't actually lock in, then you will never get the dream life you desire. It is impossible. It is literally impossible, bro. You have to make that decision. You have to make that choice. Stop hoping, bro. Stop trying. Stop saying, yeah, I'm going to do this. Say, I am doing this, bro. That season of pain actually taught me something. Discipline is what builds power. Willpower is what builds momentum. Momentum builds identity. Identity becomes your reality. Now I wake up with a vision, with clarity and urgency, because I literally earned that shit, bro. And every single time I work hard, it creates something. It actually goes towards something. It's not going poured out emptily. I didn't want sympathy. I wanted results. And you should do that same exact thing too. Because that's what's actually going to help you to build that dream life you desire. One of the main other problems is that people look at successful people and think, oh yeah, that can't be me. You just heard my story. A 12-year-old kid that lost 80 pounds in 5 months. You think, yeah, bro, yeah, no way. It's possible, bro. You detach yourself already mentally. You have this sort of wall between someone else and you, and then you try and make excuses as to why you can't bridge that gap. But it is possible. Now, some people's difference, that wall might be smaller or bigger, but ultimately shouldn't even exist. For me, when I see somebody like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, so many successful people, I don't even think that there's a difference. I think that they just worked harder for a longer period of time and they just created more leverage. I need to do the exact same thing. Everything they do, I see as a blueprint that anybody can follow, and you should too. Stop putting some barrier between you and other people and start thinking that it's possible. Because if you genuinely believe it's possible, and if you believe that you are already that person or are already becoming that person, then you will take the action, you will take the inputs that will make you that person, bro. Don't get this confused. Your why is still extremely important, and it is useful. Because if you have a very strong why, it's going to make you more compelled to do it. For example, I actually want this really badly. I genuinely want to make myself successful, and I want to make 100K per month, 1 million per month, 1 billion, bro. I'm not even joking. There is no limit. But even if I want to become successful so that I can help my parents, so that I can help my friends, family, people back home, my team members make money and provide for their family, I can help my clients make money and scale their business, it doesn't even matter. What matters is how badly do I actually want that result, and how much am I going to sacrifice to make that a reality. And that's the difference between me and you. That's the difference between us and somebody who's successful, is how badly do we want to get from here to here. That's what you need to realize. You need to realize that. How badly do you actually want it? If you don't want it bad enough, it's not even worth thinking about. But let me ask you, what are you waiting for? Another excuse? Another why? A good enough reason to actually try? Do you need to go homeless? Do you need your life to be threatened because of how fat you are? Do you need something that's going to be pushing you so hard? Do you need your parents to kick you out of your house? Do you need somebody to pass away? Like, what do you actually need? There is no more excuses that you can fill in your head. There's no bigger, better reason why. You just need the will to actually do it and to cut off all excuses. To not let literally anything distract you from your goal ultimately. If you liked any of that type of content, if you like that type of motivational, just raw value, or I'm just giving you advice, then of course, subscribe, drop a comment, and like. And check out any of the other videos. And if you actually run an e-commerce brand in the dropshipping space, and if you want to scale your brand as fast as possible, then head to HighKick.biz, which is in the channel's link, and then you can work with us. But if not, have a good one, bro. And actually apply every single piece of insights that you gained